Hello, American Patriots. Douglas Ducote here. Today's video is breaking news about Hillary Clinton and what she had to say today, Sunday, in Georgia at a speech when she was receiving an award. This video is very important that you please share all over social media so that we can let those that are in the middle, those that are kind of confused over who's telling the truth as far as the divide in this country and where it's being caused, will know, hands down, factual information, that it's not us on the right that's doing it. It is those on the left that continue to say things to undermine our democracy and our basic rights as human beings, and say things that are outright wrong, false, misleading, to make you believe that it's conservatives and Republicans that are the bad guys. Before I get into this video, if you're new to my YouTube channel, please take a moment to subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when my videos are up and posted. I also like to have comments, receive comments on my videos, and you can't comment on my videos or anyone's videos unless you have your own YouTube channel. It's free. Take a moment to fill out the information, have your own channel. You do not have to post videos there or do anything with the channel other than log into it, and then you'll be able to make comments. Also, I'm dealing with a head cold right now, so I'll be drinking a lot of water. Bear with me as I get through this. This is very important information that must be sent out to all social media outlets. Let your friends and family know what Hillary Clinton had to say today, Sunday, March 3rd, 2019. 2016 Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton said Sunday that we are living through a full-fledged crisis in our democracy, and racist and white supremacy views are lifted up in the White House. This is a time, my friends, when fundamental rights, civic virtue, freedom of the press, the rule of law, truth, facts, and reason are under assault. Clinton made the remarks in Selma, Alabama, as she accepted an award at an event marking the 54th anniversary of Bloody Sunday. And make no mistake, we're living through a full-fledged crisis in our democracy, she said. Clinton went on to say that while there may not be tanks in the streets, what's happening goes to the heart of who we are as a nation. To anyone who has ever wondered what you would have done during those defining moments that we have read about in history books, whether you had risked being arrested to demand votes for women or bled on the bridges to demand voting rights for all, the answer is what you are doing now could be as important as anything that anyone has done before, she said. Clinton, who did not directly mention President Donald Trump in her remarks, took aim at the administration and her former rival, suggesting his White House is full of racist views. When racist and white supremacist views are lifted up in the media and the White House, when hard fought for our civil rights are being stripped back, when the single most important fight of our time, which makes it possible to fight every other fight and must be, as Frederick Douglass would say, our North Star, the fight to protect our vote is not gathering momentum and the energy and the passion it deserves. We have a lot of work to do, don't we, she said. Later in her speech, Clinton, in an effort to highlight what she described as the severity of voter suppression, spoke about the state of Georgia, where she was giving the speech. She said former candidate for governor in the state of Georgia, Stacey Abrams, who lost her election last year by a close margin, should be governor, leading the state right now. She also said that Abrams, who alleged voter suppression in the wake of her defeat, sounded the alarm as legislator back in 2014 that her state was suppressing the right to vote. To combat the issue, Clinton said, Abrams rolled up her sleeves and registered about 300,000 black voters. Clinton also seemed to question why, according to her, there are fewer registered voters in Georgia during the 2016 election than there had been during the 2012 presidential election. The state has been growing, jobs and investment and people have been coming, but somehow there are fewer votes and voters, she said. Folks, look it up. Read the full speech. It's all over the internet. What this woman has just said, once again, is that the administration, Trump supporters, everyone with the Make America Great Again movement, Republicans, conservatives, we're all a bunch of racist, white supremacists. She said this at the Martin Luther King and Coretta Scott King Unity Breakfast this morning in Selma, Alabama, as she received the International Unity Award. So, who was the audience there? 99.9% African American. She is doing what Democrats have been doing for years, trying to make those that are uneducated about politics and history believe that whites are responsible for everything, or not just whites and Republicans are responsible for everything negative that's happened to African Americans throughout the history of America. Although she fails to tell you what the true facts are, and people fail to educate themselves to realize that it was the Democrats that fought against Abraham Lincoln freeing the slaves. It was the Democrats that fought against allowing segregation to take place. It was the Democrats that founded the KKK. And look it up yourself, don't take my word for it. But one of Hillary Clinton's most held up icons was Senator Byrd, who was a founding member of the Ku Klux Klan in the South. But she overlooks those things. And she wants to continue to divide every way she possibly can. Who else was at this luncheon? Let's see. Cory Booker was there. He's running for president. Bernie Sanders was there. Reverend Jesse Jackson was there. The only race baiter that wasn't there was, that would be Reverend Al Sharpton. So, once again, according to Hillary Clinton, if you're white, Republican, conservative, and you support this president, you are a racist. You are destroying America. You are the evil that is dividing us. I could name off about probably, being conservative, let's say 30 different things that Hillary Clinton should be charged with and put in prison for. I'm going to give you the top 5. The Benghazi hearings, how many of you watched those? When that was said and done and over with and everyone testified, Hillary Clinton should have been led away in handcuffs. The email server, how many of you watched those hearings when she testified? How many of you watched James Comey, the director of the FBI, who does not have the authority to determine if somebody is going to be convicted or not, or go in front of a grand jury, made the decision on his own and was allowed to do so by Loretta Lynch, the Department of Justice head, lay out in a press conference all the criminal conduct that Hillary Clinton did, and then why he wasn't going to prosecute her, which wasn't his job anyhow, by saying that no reasonable prosecutor would bring this case forward, which is complete and utter BS and not true. There's the pay-to-play scandal, where we know many wealthy people donated money to get access to Hillary Clinton while she was Secretary of State. That's hands down a fact. The Uranium One deal. As Secretary of State of the United States, she worked a deal to sell the majority of our uranium. Uranium is needed to make nuclear weapons to a Russian company. That's right. Russia now has the majority of our uranium. And then there are the Russian donations to the Clinton Foundation in the hundreds and in the millions of dollars. Those are 5 things that we the people have been calling for to be looked at and investigated. I only worked in law enforcement for 9 years, so I'm no expert. But through my common sense and education, and just the facts of things that came from Hillary Clinton's mouth during hearings that I watched, she should have went in front of a grand jury. And I have no doubt that if a grand jury would have been convened for any of these 5 things that I just mentioned, that woman would have been prosecuted. She deserves to be in federal prison for the federal crimes that she has committed over and over and over again, and was allowed to get away with by the Obama Department of Justice. We have a new head of the Department of Justice coming in, Mr. Barr, replacing Mr. Sessions. I can only hope that he will do the right thing. But I'm not holding my breath because I would go unconscious. The people that are dividing this country, that are making up lies, that are doing everything in their power to destroy good people, are the Democrats and the liberals. Hillary Clinton, in her speech today, basically said to that audience, besides calling us all racist, she called on them to rise up and take a stand. Rather, it was blood on the bridges, as she mentioned, or getting arrested, as she mentioned. She is an evil woman, and she's walking free, and she shouldn't be. And I do hope that one day in my lifetime, our Justice Department does its job and equally puts the law towards all men and women the same, regardless of race, sex, political power, or money. As always, please say a prayer for our men and women serving the United States military, our veterans, our law enforcement officers, our first responders, their families, our president, and our country. I'm Douglas Ducote, and for now, I'm out. Hope you all have a wonderful and blessed day.